It'll be very quick.
Very quick.
There's not much there.
I'm not gonna talk about any of that.
The conditioner use stuff.
It's you.
We are.
You're the one who's all about like the forms and stuff.
That's not this meeting.
Oh.
No, we're not approving design.
Techniques.
Just the.
Are you there?
Yes, hello.
We're separating. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so. You're right.
We already approved it. It's just.
Oh, that's what this is.
Yes.
It's to correct the. I thought it was
To correct the address.
Yeah, I spent a lot.
Okay. I think we're ready. All right.
I'll call this meeting of the Indiana Borough Council work session to order. Can I please have a roll call?
Yes, Broad,
Here.
DeBowser,
Here.
Maple,
Here.
Milnes,
Here.
Newell,
Here.
Sarniso,
Here.
Smith,
Here.
Vanderneck.
Here.
8 present, 0 absent.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do we have any additions or changes to this very dense agenda? How about any public comment? Is anyone here to speak comment? No? All right, awesome. We'll move right into personnel reports if there are any.
I have nothing else to say for council.
Manager Cephas? Dean?
Yeah, I just want to mention, Chief brought up during public safety, and a lot of the members weren't there. But we have Sergeant Atherton retired at the end of last year, and which created an immediate vacancy. And currently we have an officer out as well for pregnancy. So we're down pretty, 2 people, hits us pretty good. And then at the next year, we have another sergeant has a possibility to retire, and we're looking for him to probably hang it up the beginning of 28. Yeah. So that's all anticipated stuff and stuff that's happening. So we have our current civil service eligibility list. And all the candidates on that list do not have the police academy. So basically what that says is there's a 22-week police academy, plus we have 15 to 19-week FTO program. So we're looking at 8 months, 9 months before we get an officer trained from square one to the time they can get out into the road. So looking ahead here, hiring one will give us the immediate fill for Sergeant Atherton retired. But then the next academy starts in June, right? So it's kind of pushing the time frame crunch here. So they'll get into the academy in June, go 22 weeks. They graduate like the November, December timeframe. So then after graduation, they get into the FTO program then, and earliest we could get somebody out on the road, we're looking at April, May of 27, right? So, so basically what that does is leaves us at a big opening for quite a while. Now we got another issue that falls in. The first eligible candidate that we have is also in the military, and he got word that he's possibly getting deployed next year, so or the end of this year, like the end of this year. So if we hire him, which we have to for his military preference, he's going to start the academy, and then partway through the academy, he's going to get deployed, which means he'll be gone for his deployment, have to come back and then pick up in the academy where he left off, and then continue to graduation and then to the FTO program. So we're looking at like 28 sometime probably at the earliest for him. So hiring 2 would fill that void of him being deployed, right? But then we have the other sergeant that's looking to retire, coming up. So that's going to create another opening, and it's going to put us back again even further. And if we wait, like I said, if we wait till that happens, then we're talking 28 to the end of 28 before we get that officer on the road to help. So basically what he's proposing is to hire 3 now, right? So that would put 3 in this June academy, and then the first one would be deployed, which would leave 2 for us. The one would automatically fill the vacancy. The third one then would fill the potential vacancy for the anticipation of the retired officer coming up next year. So I guess we're the like I said, we're asking is to basically keep us sustainable for the predicted outcomes that are going to be happening here.
Luke, do you want to talk as public safety chair? I believe this was all discussed in public safety. I
Yeah.
think we're going to put it on
We
the
moved it to
council
the-
meeting. We moved it to the council
Yeah,
meeting.
you just wanted me
Okay.
to, give everybody like an update here, basically,
Okay.
that didn't hear it. So yeah, we're looking to put 3 in to this academy. Now, when worst case scenario, we hire 3, applicant 1 doesn't get deployed, and Sergeant Raglani doesn't retire at the beginning of the year. That would give us two additional officers, and we would utilize them strategically for traffic concerns. You know, we have the updated light system, right? So once we change that, we're going to have the community, and rightfully so, wanting us to address people that are going to violate that, right? So that's going to take extra officers off of like the regular patrol time to specific patrol things, right? So there's ways that we can definitely utilize the manpower. So if we get all 3 and the officer does retire, his retirement will offset the 2 extra ones because the difference in pay, right? Yep. So they go to the academy, they get 60% of base pay. So that's, quite a bit lower, and the sergeant's going to retire at 100% plus, so that's a big difference there. So even during the time that there's going to be 3 officers in the academy, that'll still be at a hit will be lower than that extra officer, right? So officer or Sergeant Atherton, his retirement would cover the 3 going to the police academy, that offset, right? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Financially, it makes sense.
yeah. So that's basically just a recap of what the chief brought up in public safety. Luke, if you want to add anything.
No, we were gonna talk at the full council more about it
Yeah.
at the council, correct?
Yeah, correct.
It's coming early.
No, I don't have anything to add.
Yeah, so we're looking to offer coming up at next full council meeting, so we can get them into the June Academy.
Yeah. That's me.
Great.
Thanks for bringing everyone up to date.
Welcome. Hopefully you understand it.
Yeah, we got it. Chief is right there. It's
Yeah.
He won't be again.
Up next, Mr. Solicitor.
I have nothing.
Nothing? All right. I too,
Back to yours.
maybe not have nothing, but I will pass this on to the mayor, who is not present. We'll get straight into old business. Trajan, do you want to maybe set this up for us? Because I was even a little bit confused as this.
I don't have a agenda.
Oh, so it's just, I guess in front of me, I
We had
just ignored it.
we had the incorrect address.
Yeah.
Right, that's.
It was an incorrect address, so we're just remaking the
Revoting
motion
with the correct address.
So we're revoting on this with the correct address of 5963 South 9th Street, the conditional use.
It's 59 and 60.
And
And
63.
63.
Okay.
59.
Is that not
Is
correct?
that right?
Which one is?
For the
Yeah.
Yellow House. Yes,
Okay.
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 We gotta get it right this time. We can't
Yeah,
do this
we
3
voted
times.
on it with the.
I don't know what I do.
Yeah.
Oh, we had the wrong address.
Okay.
All right, so you guys, you're gonna do the motion now, or you guys, what you had decided last meeting?
We're gonna motion. and then-
We'll motion to revote.
Just for clarity, approval allows them to turn into a parking lot, correct?
Correct.
Okay. so-
Yes.
We're just approving the use, not the design.
I know, but it's like your approval, anyway, I just want to make sure.
You want me to make the motion?
Yes, please.
This is a motion to approve the conditional use request for the conversion of the existing building located at 59/63 South 9th Street into a parking lot.
A second.
Quick second.
Wait. Who second?
I did.
Are you on this committee?
It's Jen.
You.
You had me worried for a moment, like I thought I knew why I was here today.
You're in a committee.
Oh, that's John.
That's me now. All right.
Betsy's
So,
tired.
We have a motion on the table. There is a second. Is there any discussion needed? Now that we have the right address?
No,
Just to-
for, you weren't here at the other session. We're approving the parking lot request. We're not approving the design. That's a separate process. So,
Sorry. Okay. I guess we'll go to a vote. Roll call or?
No.
No,
You can do a
regular-
voice vote.
voice vote. All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
I.
All opposed?
I.
All right, nay.
Whoops.
All right, the ayes have it. The motion carries.
We're a hot mess today. Oh my
Next,
God.
we have another motion under old business for an event request for the Step Up for Students 5K hosted by the Indiana Area Education Fund. We did hear a little bit about this map. It's kind of like a reverse Love of Life 5K, I think he said, coming from Mac Park into the borough.
Make the motion so you can
Please.
roll the vote. Motion to approve the Step Up for Students 5K on Sunday, May 31st, 2026 at 9 a.m. Race route runs through Indiana Borough, IUP, and White Township.
All right, we have a motion on the table. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Oh, they can have it. Nate has the second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? All right. Motion carries.
Can we go back to the conditional use permit? We made the motion to do that. Are you guys, when do you plan on to talk about the design? Because the design needs to be made prior to May.
May 1st is the deadline for the review.
So that's why I thought that was what we were gonna talk about tonight.
Well, we knew we had to make the motion
Yeah.
but that's why the map two is the design. This is the design, I'm assuming, right?
Well, I mean, we can deny that design, right? Did they, that
Right.
applied with that design? or
Right,
was that-
yeah.
okay.
That's the original design that they didn't like.
Right.
Right.
So we're
So
just gonna make a
So
motion.
you can either, yeah, I mean, in terms of design, unless you guys have another layout, I mean, in terms of parking lots, gonna be pretty limited in alternate designs. What I was more so interested in is what are gonna be the conditions associated with the approval to make that change use.
Vegetative barrier.
Right, and I figure I have some recommendations and that's one of them. So my first recommendation would be apply all the buffering or buffering would be subject to all the requirements that are applicable to the R1. So the R1 has the most, I guess you could say, protection in terms of hiding parking lots. So like I said, in terms of buffering, it's gonna hit the buffering, it's gonna hit lighting, all those things are gonna be encompassed that. So you don't need to go through and make them each their own individual condition. On top of that, I would also, this one's a little bit more, but I would say, or I'd make a condition of the approval that all adjacent sidewalks, so all sidewalks fronting these properties would be brought up to Borough Code standard. Other than that, I don't really think there's too much more you can add to a project like this.
Just for the sake of my love of sidewalks, why does that need to be in a design? They should just be brought up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It wouldn't necessarily be
Two.
associated with the design. That's just.
Yes,
a condition on the approval.
That should be a condition of homeownership.
Right.
I hate
Well,
Just say it.
generally, I'm technically, we're speaking technically in the borough, it is, granted, we go by when we do inspections, we're not going around specifically looking at sidewalks like that. But this would ensure then.
But while
at least
they're
in that
doing the
area-
project, do the sidewalks,
Yeah.
bring it up to code at the same.
And if they're all already good, they're in code, we'd have an inspector go out, and if they're already good, then he's checked that box, he doesn't have to worry about
That's
it.
a really good inclusion because that's a building that's right up to the sidewalk.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's how it'll probably be played out too. Once they put in that hedging, it's gonna be sidewalk and then directly into hedging. So in terms of tripping, falling, you're either gonna fall into the tree, you're gonna fall into the street.
Just,
So we probably want good sidewalks there.
just for a point of clarity, when you reference the parking lot design preferences for R1, is that in the old code or the new zoning ordinance update?
In both of them.
Both,
Yeah.
they're the same.
For the low density.
Yeah.
For low density residential.
Can I make a comment?
Yeah.
Just, when you're talking about putting lots of bushes and plants and things next to parking lots.
Hmm.
Okay, if you don't give enough room between the edge and where the bush is, a lot of times the bushes get knocked out.
That makes
I
sense.
mean, like, if I was backing my F-150 into a space and I was going the whole way back to hit the stop thing, I'm knocking bushes over unless they're far enough away.
That makes sense. And I think,
The way they have it,
yeah,
the bushes would be around like we're talking about a hedge.
yeah,
Okay.
Row would be between the sidewalk and the parking lot, and then their cars are parked against the building
Okay.
on what would be the north side.
Make sure you get far enough away from the building too, so you don't have to go.
Well, that's not our, as long as the bushes are.
We just want the bush.
So just for the sake of what do we do next? It's not in R1, so that would be us adding a condition, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can approve.
The sidewalk part is in theory state law, but you're saying add it just for the sake of making sure it's in there
right.
Yeah.
to sort of stimulate the change if there isn't one. Okay.
So am I fair to say, Trey, that what you need is a motion from council that would approve the design with those two changes, the sidewalks as well as the vegetation edging or whatever the word you want.
Right, yeah.
To be in line with the low density residential.
Approving the current design if it meets our plans.
Correct, yeah. And like I said, in terms of the design itself, there's not gonna be much more they can do in terms of
design is
coding. What they have on there meets the borough code requirements in terms of length, width of number of stalls, so they're good on that aspect.
Okay. So what motion? do we need?
So you need a motion to approve the parking lot design with those two conditions.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the parking lot design for the lot located at 59/63 South 9th Street. With the conditions that it aligns with the R1 zone / low density residential that includes a vegetative barrier. And also upon the condition that all sidewalks fronting the property are met to current standards.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any more discussion on the conditions?
I think there needs to be something there to recognize what that spot originally was as the first hospital. Someone with that project already mentioned that they would be willing to do that. I think that is something that we should possibly include.
That was at a different location, but it wasn't a nod to the original use.
Yeah.
Can you include, I don't know how you, I
You
don't.
can add that, and there's precedent for that in the SAUDO subdivision land development ordinance. In terms of, I mean, it's just very broad. So to say like a historical marker, that could be anything. So, and I don't think we necessarily have the time or the bandwidth to think about that in detail
Yeah.
unless, like I said, unless we just subject them to have something there and allow them to make whatever it looks like their decision, whether it's something small that they put into the sidewalk, like literally into it, or whether it's something big, that would be out of our hands at that point. It would, like I said, it would be to their standards.
Well, their idea was to take a piece of the foundation and place it in another business.
Or using, they were
That
going
was
to use the
sort of,
redstone block as the buffer.
Right, and they could even argue and probably would have a strong case that that would then serve that in terms of being a historical marker, even though it's not at that specific location. So like I said, I think that's a good
We can
addition
write
as
a
well.
letter.
It's just very broad.
We can write a letter from council and planner asking for that, but what they do with that letter is up to them, but
Yeah, I don't know how to phrase that.
That would involve, we're in the middle of a motion, we could make an
We
amendment.
can
to the
make an
motion.
amendment to the motion.
Pat, I don't think that can be part of it.
I don't know that that can be part of the motion. That seems like beyond
It's not of
the scope
Beyond the
of.
scope of
scope.
what we would be required.
Yeah, I mean, we can require some things that are along our zoning lines, but we don't have any requirements where you have to do.
I really think they are gonna do something.
I was gonna say, if
Yeah.
they brought it up, take them up
Yeah.
to faith, I guess, too.
Okay.
Yeah, I think March stepped up.
We don't need to like
Okay.
be punitive about that.
Okay, so no amendment needed then?
So no amendment.
No,
is
we'll
needed.
include it in a letter.
We will, yeah, when Trajan writes up his recommendation or his overview.
Yeah.
All right,
I'll write, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but yeah, I'll write up the approval. So stating, like we said, essentially it's gonna be just a repeat of your motion, and I believe you'll have to sign it, Jonathan. I think that would be it, though.
Okay.
So yeah, like I said, the deadline for that is May 1st, so I'll be on that probably right away.
okay. Excellent. So we've gotten through the motion. We had a second from Betsy. We had a discussion. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Those conditional uses are approved. Was there any new business to discuss? Any other new business? Anything? All right, I just, hear a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
For a second.
You don't need to have a second.
Love's a second.
Love a second. Why do you think need a second to
I
adjourn?
am like.
Run out of the.
Did you see,
I gotta,
Jeff's email?
I gotta go.
Yeah.
I called him, I told him. He does that.
No, I gotta go. There's-
I get it.
It's putting the governor. It's functional.
Anybody get that?
Yes. Yeah, what?
Respond to Jeff's email.
Oh, I got that email. I didn't
Yeah.
respond. I didn't even read it actually.
Sure.
About this conditional use.
But, sorry, it was quick. What's his?
Just like it.
Next time. I don't remember. I didn't
We
read
elected
it.
a council.
Yeah, I should have looked at it.
Emotions.
Today.
It's
It's late.
It's okay.
It's too late to.
Like.
Table. Anybody's. Man, it works out. I was expecting that. I thought we were doing a whole thing. It's fine. That's not.
Correct the address.
Like it's just.
Yeah, I knew we needed to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out.
These are the two motions.
Actually, my public works.
Yeah.
So that along with that.
I
Get some.
They made a motion.
Yeah, it sounded good.
They made a motion to
Can I
approve
take my seat, Peter?
parking lot design.
Thank you. You're not in this.
Continue. 4:30.
Awesome, you do that.